Hey everyone, back again with another process video here, going back to my more dark and creepy stuff that I really like to draw. So this one I titled Vortex Blight, but you'll see later it actually ended up being one of the cards and an alternate card also for my Dreaming Eye Tarot deck. So you can see here, first I outlined a couple of places where I wanted these faces to be and sort of roughly symmetrical. And I wanted this like moon thing in the middle too, so you'll see that in a few moments. But right here, just kind of sketched out the face and then started filling in the decrepit zombie kind of elements of the face, doing a lot of blending, sketching and blending, sketching and blending, and then concentrating on this one a lot on the expression in the eyes because I thought it was really important to convey like the bleakness and the sort of eldritch horror of the situation or dissociation from the situation. And when you see the full image, you'll kind of see what I mean. But right here, filling in some areas of the neck, I wanted the zombie elements to be real obvious, not be subtle. This is a kind of an in-your-face kind of drawing, so I did a lot with sort of weird little, I don't know, I call them little corpuscles and pox-looking elements and flesh falling apart and holes in the cheek and that kind of thing. But I wanted to leave liveliness in the eyes of this one, and you'll see in the other one in a moment that that one's a little more dead looking, and it sort of hints at what this figure's future might be. Just filling in more of the elements here. This is pretty early on in my process of starting to draw again, so I was learning a lot here, and honestly this paper was kind of subpar too, so I've upgraded my paper since then. I do like the whiteness of the paper though, because you can pull out highlights a lot easier, but anyway, I've learned a lot since then, and I've upgraded paper and blending sticks and pencils, and you can see here I'm drawing roughly along the symmetry line here, putting the nose. I don't know if you saw at the very beginning because it's in time lapse, but I drew a line of symmetry down the center of the face here, and you can see that's where I put the highlights there. And this one, as you can tell with the eye, I was trying to make it look a little bit more dead. Like I say, like this is sort of the future state of the one on the right. And in a sense, they're kind of like twins too, though. Getting some of those really gnarly looking decrepit elements. I looked at a lot of interesting references for this one, to not just people's faces and stuff, but also looked at pretty gross anatomy kind of things. I forget what you call it, but like the stuff that doctors who do autopsies and stuff look at. I looked at a lot of that kind of stuff. It was actually kind of traumatizing. I feel like the trauma kind of made it into the drawing. So here in the center, I'm drawing that, what I consider to be like an eldritch cosmic horror moon with an eye in it, and these elements of sort of dark magic or machinations emanating out of it in a spiral shape. This is my first time trying this, and again, this is from like 2 years ago, so just messing around, like thinking, okay, what would electricity look like, or not necessarily electricity, but like magical energy stuff. So I started pulling that kind of element out of it, and I used an eraser, and then I did some white pencil over that, and then I used white pen to really do some of the more bright highlights. Then I went through and did this detail work, and I remember this took so long because I had to sharpen the pencil a lot and really go around every little tiny line, even some of those like sparking magic energy elements that were coming out. So this was a long process, but it was really worth it. I wasn't sure it was going to work right, but when I looked at it in time lapse after I did it, I was like, oh yeah, this is really fun. So getting all that in there, went over and did a lot of highlights on this one because I felt like it didn't quite look like it was popping, and I felt really good after I did it. I saw a lot more like vibrance in it. It looked a lot more realistic, I thought, when I put in some of these brighter highlights. It's funny looking at this. I remember I used to sharpen my pencil with a mechanical sharpener and just put it into this little cup and throw that away later. I've got a lot better tools now. That was the finish there, and then I've learned a lot on the tape too. I now take tape and like put it on my jeans first before I put it on things so it doesn't stick as much. But you can see I was having a real struggle getting this off and had to fill in a couple spots where it kind of messed things up. And right here, I think it sticks really bad. Yeah, and I remember this really well because then I had to go in and like mess with that, try to get it to look right. But so that's that drawing. In a second here, I'll show you the cards that I made out of it that were part of my Dreaming Eye Tarot deck. So you can see here is the version of it I used as the Tower card in my Dreaming Eye deck. And then in some versions, there's an alternate card where I used the figure on the left as well. So there's two versions of the Tower card in it. So it's really fun drawing. I kind of want to get back to doing some more horror stuff like this. So looking forward to it. But that's it for today. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.